Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Larry here. I have another demo for you. This is a variation on a product that I already own from these people, these manufacturers. Let me show you what I'm talking about. That's a lawnmower. Let me take you through the quick steps of opening this one this time. We'll look at it together. Now, I have heard rumors that of late, deliveries of Firefly guitars have been showing up damaged. I'm not sure why or how. They're usually the best packaged guitars you can buy. So I'm a little curious about this one. No, I have not opened this box. I'm about to open it with you now. Got my razoo. And let's see what happens. This little rod in here, that is your truss rod adjustment. And I'll show you why when I show you the truss rod. You will understand. And the usual typical little bridge saddle adjusting Allen wrench, which I've probably got about 40 of lying around here. And that's okay. And of course your little, G-Dad, I want to try it now, cord. I mean, come on, that is nice packaging. How these people can do what they do for what they charge, I've never been able to figure it out. I just don't know how they do it. Now this, what I call the prom dress, is kind of ripped halfway down, which is a little concerning because that's normally not damaged at all, but that's got rips in it. What we're looking at here is going to be this. Ooh, look at that. First glimpse together. Make a good couple. Off comes the prom dress, like any good couple should have happen on their first date. That's really quite torn, but I don't see anything catastrophic. I do see some things that I'm very pleasantly surprised at, though. And here we have it. This right here. Look at that. There it is. The Firefly FFTL solid body Telecaster type guitar. The single coil version. No humbucker on this one. The very popular ones, as I understand it, have the two humbuckers on them. I've got lots and lots of humbucking guitars. I've kind of grown partial to single coils, especially Tele single coils. So the overall spec on this guitar, we've got what they're calling a roasted mahogany body. Now, I don't know what roasting a mahogany body does, for a benefit, but hey, I'll take it. And you can obviously see the roasted maple neck. Look at that. Thing just come right out of the toaster, man. Yep. That thing, that is dark and rich. It's got a little bit of figuring here and there. More knots than figuring, but I don't care about that stuff. This finish on this neck, it is satinized. It's not shiny, as you can probably see pretty good. But it's a very thin finish. There's not much on that at all. That's almost down to the wood. I like that. I like the feel of that. That's very natural. The shape is beautiful. Shape of the neck. Just like a nice C shape. I believe this is a 9 1/4, I think, radius fretboard here. I think the frets are 9 1/4 radius. The body, as I said, was mahogany. Interestingly, these are steel frets. And those have become very popular everywhere you look, and these are pretty good sized frets. they're pretty meaty. I'm hoping that I don't have to level these. I'm hoping that there are no high or low frets, because working with steel frets that way is kind of a bitch. They excuse me. I mean, they machine like any other metal will, but they tend to have a bit of resistance to them. And if you don't get them just right, you know what I mean? You can, they're touchy. They're touchy. If it feels like there's not enough material coming off them, you tend to get a little frustrated and go a little bit harder, and then all of a sudden you took too much off. So I hope that's not going to happen. The action of these strings right out of the box, as you saw, is just unbelievable. I mean, that is just like, it is low, and I'd call it perfect. For the way I'm going to play this would be on the low side for me. The strings, which I haven't even heard yet, they feel like 9-gauge strings. It is, oh, okay. Yep, it's a string through the body, which I'm surprised by. I thought it was going to be string through the plate, Nope. String through body. Nice standard, neck plate back there. Made in China. Firefly. Designed and backed by JSN. Check those tuners. Locking tuners. Locking tuners. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. A lot of surprises on this guitar. Price point. This guitar was, I wrote it down, $169.91 USD. Okay? Shipping was probably about another, I don't know, close to 30 bucks or something like that. But they said they were going to send it to me, within something like a week, and it arrived right on time today. So the shipment was good. The shipment was safe. I don't see any damage anywhere. No blemishes in the finish that I can see initially. Look at that recessed jack. That's like a cup. That's like a concave circular recession. And that color is interesting. Look at that wavy blue, that nice blue there. And let me tell you the real reason why I bought this particular Telecaster. Because my Fender Telecaster that I love has one major problem. It has no body contours, which Tellies generally don't have anyway. It does not have an arm contour. It does not have a belly cut. I need that arm contour. This one here, beautifully carved. Look at that. Look at that graded neck joint. Look how that is planed down toward the neck. Look at the scoop right here. Look at that nice scoop. You can bring your hand all the way up to the top of that, and boy, you can access everything effortlessly, absolutely effortlessly. The fret ends, which Firefly has become famous for. Yep. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. No sprout, no bite, not one snag anywhere, nowhere. And I'm trying. Nope. Beautiful. Let's see how it sounds sonically without being plugged in. Does that sound out of tune to you? Doing this by ear. Your bridge saddles are the 3 brass cylinder, not much compensation there, but at least you can move them, These are kind of the ones that you have to find the happy medium between 2 strings on most of the time. Yep, the original plastic coating is still on the pick guard, so I guess nobody pre-owned this. Oh, well, no, no. Well, I don't know, maybe, because somebody peeled the plastic off the knob plate here, the control plate. The knobs turn. Volume was nice and fluid. Stops tightly at both ends. Tone. Tone has the feel of a cheap pot. You know? Sometimes you just kind of tell. It's a little too loose and it's a little bit wiggly. Maybe it's not mounted all that well. The switch, 3-position switch. Again, it doesn't have that fluid feel of a nice expensive, you know, Fender telly, but really who cares? As long as it works. So that's initial out-of-the-box inspection and overview. Mahogany, roasted maple, rosewood, steel frets, locking tuners, very nice body contours, and of course that killer blue color. I mean, that is, I love that. You know, it might be a little bit light in the middle, and it kind of emphasizes where the wood joint is. You know, you can see where the pieces come together. But again, I don't really care that much about that. I mean, you know, if I wanted to be a real, you know, dick about it, I could get some decals that look like inlays. Actually, I've put those on some of my guitars. They're pretty convincing. At a glance, you'd think, wow, who did that for you? There's a company out of Japan that does that. What do they call it? Giacomo or something like that. They make beautiful inlay stickers that look for all the world like inlays. So that's the guitar right out of the box. The strap pegs, this bottom one's a little bit loose. I can turn it a little. Top one's in there real tight. I think somewhere back here I've got some tools. Let me do a little bit of initial setup, and then I'm going to come back and I'll plug this thing in. We'll go through the paces. Try not to make this one too long, all right? I'll be right back. Well, I'm back. I did a little bit. I'm going to go over a little bit. I did a little bit of setup, not everything. I did not set the intonation yet because I'm not through messing with the string height, the action. That's gonna happen soon. But basically, all I did was I adjusted the pickup height because I found the neck pickup to be a little bit low. It was a little farther from the strings, and the bridge position pickup was burying it in volume. But I gotta tell you, and let me warn you when I play a demo, I have not changed the strings on this guitar yet. These strings here, they are horrible. Now, that said, if you can get a guitar to sound halfway decent, even with horrible strings on it, it speaks highly of the guitar. You know, I may come back later on and do a little demo with nice new strings and a correct setup with intonation on it and see. But for now, this is just the basic sound. I've got my little Stage Right 15-watt amp behind me over there, as you can see, as always. And I've got everything set up to noon. I've got all the bass and the mid and the treble and the tone all nooned. And I've got the reverb on, you know, probably like, you know, a quarter of the way up, something like that, on a pretty clean setting. I've got a clean setting on there. And this is what I'm getting right now. Turn the volume up here. This is the middle position between the two pickups. Hear the weakness of the bottom two strings, or the thickest two strings. The top strings yeah, they're flattening a little bit. The strings are terrible. I tried to stretch them out a little bit, but they're still going to give a bit more, I think. Also a little bit of fret buzz right there. The unwound strings, the E, B, and G strings, the thinnest three, are so much louder than the other three wound strings because they're wound terribly. They're just awful. They are awful. If you've ever gotten duped into buying cheap Chinese strings that were, you know, labeled Fender or something like that, and you thought they were real, and you open them up and you're like, these are shit. Well, these are shit. So I'm guessing that's what they are. That's the bridge position pickup with the shitty strings. I think I'm rating out my mic a little bit. Bridge, middle. A little more subtle. But I think it's that much more subtle in the middle because of the weakness of the neck position pickup, which I'm going to show you right now. This is the neck by itself. It's got a mellow tone, I'll give it that. I like the tone of the neck pickup, and it is not all that microphonic. These are usually terribly microphonic. This one's not that bad, but then again, could also be because it's not a very high output pickup. There may be something going on there. Could be something in the wiring. I need to check that out. Or I could just simply drop the bridge position pickup away from the strings a little bit and balance them out that way. But I want as high an output as I can get. Neck position. Middle position. And the bridge position. Alright, that having been run through, let's try tweaking the EQ on the amp to be more like we normally play and see what we get from that. And to do that, I'm going to bring the tone up to about 3/4, the tone, which is kind of your presence on this amp. I'm going to bring the bass up to about 7, the middle down to about probably 4, like 11 o'clock. The treble, I'm going to push a little bit, about 7. And the reverb is on set at 3 right now, or roughly 10 o'clock. This is the way I normally set my guitar up for clean. Hear the weakness of that E string? Let's try some magic. Let's try some magic. What I'm going to do, I'm going to back the neck pickup away from the E string a little bit. You hear that? The volume increased. You know why? Because it was warbling. The magnet was grabbing the string. It was too close. Still sucks. Remember I told you about the truss rod? See how it adjusts? You see the little cylinder in there with the holes on it? That's why the truss rod adjustment tool is just that little rod that you see in the bag there. Because all you got to do, you could even use one of these little screwdrivers, just reach in there, grab it, move it. You don't have to fumble around trying to get an Allen wrench to sit in it, which I like. That's part of the reason why I bought this guitar, actually. The way I see Firefly guitars, especially ones like this, well, it's going to require some real tweaking. It's going to require real setup, real strings, and then I'll reevaluate these pickups. I'm not always all about the strength of the pickup. I do think that the tone of your pickup is more important, because your amp can do a lot of work for you. But with a real setup and real strings and intonation being performed, I'm going to come back and revisit this. Let's see how bad that fret buzz is now that I've moved the neck pickup away from the strings a little bit. Still there, but not as bad. That low E string right there, that number 6 string, it just feels like a rubber band with rust on it. I can't even tell you how awful it is. So I'm not judging the tone or even the playability right now until I get new strings on it. You know what I'll do? Let's pause right here. I'm going to go do that. I'm going to finish this setup completely, professionally, and I'm going to put nice fresh strings on it. We'll come back and check it out then, so stay tuned. I'm back, and what did I do? Well, I changed the strings first of all. I put a nice set of GHS 9s on there. They're boomers, and they seem to like Fender style guitars very much, so I tend to favor them. A lot of people put 10s on these, and you know, that's okay if you like 10s. I find that there's more benefit in the ability to play 9s than there is in the tone enrichment of 10s. I just don't see, I've got other guitars. I've got like hollow body guitars that have heavy strings on them. I've got 11s on some of those. So, there are places for that, but I don't think a Tele needs to be one of those. I also had trouble messing with the pickup heights here. I backed the bridge pickup away a good amount in order to balance it out with the neck position, and I found, surprisingly, that I could get that neck position pickup really close to that, number 6 string, E string, without it warbling. Surprisingly, I thought it was going to warble. It actually didn't, and it doesn't, which tells me that the magnet inside may be a pretty good distance from the surface of that pickup. I'm not sure exactly how. They're supposed to be Alnico 5. They're probably bar magnet type things, but I'm not going to take it apart myself unless I'm really sure that I don't like the pickups, which right now I'm not saying. So with new strings on it, and I did the intonation, and I actually polished the frets. The frets were particularly corroded at the surface, just enough so that it was really making the old strings feel worse than they actually were, because there was a lot of friction going on. So I just took this, this is what I use. These little nail things. Like the last 2 or 3 of them, the finest ones, are enough for frets when all you're doing is polishing them. And I've even used that to crown them with. But didn't have to take any metal off them. I just had to polish them a bit today. I don't think there are any really high or low frets. I've dropped the action a little bit. And this is what I came up with. So this is what I'm getting for tone now. That's the neck position. Little more volume out of that bottom, the thick string. Still, there's a buzz in there. I gotta find that. Yeah, the buzz starts right around the 7th fret. Yeah, around the 9th fret maybe. I mean, I rarely will play up in that area, but down here, yeah, down, the 7th to 9th to 10th, that's kind of, If you don't hit it too hard, you don't hear it. And here's your middle position. I don't have the amp up very high. Let me move my mic over. Maybe the mic will pick that up a little bit better right there. I don't know. The guitar's overall output should be a little bit less right now because I did basically move the loudest pickup away from the strings. So, yeah, I'm looking at my mic over here to see if it's pegging. I don't have the amp up very high, but I do have the mic turned up kind of high. And of course, that is the bridge position pickup. Hear that buzz? Yeah, I might have to put a little bit of relief in that neck. A little bit of relief, or maybe just raise that, because the action up near the top is pretty high on that fat E string. So I don't want to raise the action any higher. I might just bring the neck forward, put a little bit of relief in it, and then mess with that action afterwards. I don't think I've probably got a high fret. For that matter, I could probably tighten the truss rod a little bit and pull it a little bit of back bow into it, and then raise that action on that string if I have to from the saddle. Boy, no articulation today. So there's your bridge pickup, middle, neck. I will tell you, I'm not going to overplay this thing. First of all, I'm not much in the mood to play it tonight. I'm actually very tired, but it did come in, so I wanted to get it while it was fresh. I find the tone of this guitar to be dark. You'll know it more if you play it. If you pick it up and hold it and you strike the strings and you're expecting a certain attack, it's darker than that. It's got a little bit of dimness in it. I think that's probably the mahogany body. A roasted maple neck should actually be, pretty bright. I've heard more tonal necks than that. Probably just a lesser grade of Canadian maple, and that's okay. It's a $170 guitar, minus 9 cents. And for that, you get nice frets. The woods are pretty good. You just have to, don't expect it to sound like your Fender Tele. It doesn't, actually. My Fender Tele is a lot brighter than this. And these pickups, well, the jury's out on them right now. I got to really think about what I want to do with those. I replaced the pickups in my thin line Firefly Tele, the green metal flake one. I put Duncan quarter-pound pickups in there, and then it became a monster, So before I go judging how dark this guitar sounds based upon the woods and all that other thing, I'm going to mess with these pickups. I'll see if I can maybe find a better one. I've got a million replacement pickups in there. Maybe I can find a better set of Tele matched pair somewhere. And if not, I might just try going to some place like Guitar Fetish. GFS. GuitarFetish.com. Earl Slick pickups that they carry. Those are not all that expensive, and they are pretty damn good. I've got those in quite a few of my guitars, actually. And I bet you there's a matched pair of Tele for that somewhere in there. But these ones here, I mean, they're kind of okay. Like I said, I mean, I kind of like the tone, but only in certain areas of the neck, and that's kind of weird. And to have the pickup height at the neck be so off like that, you know, it's just not it's not nice and flat. I mean, you can't really see it. It's not really a problem visually, but to know that you had to do it in order to get your low E sound to come out. Hear that? Hear it dying out? See, that's what I would attribute to warbling. Let's try it right now live and see if backing it away from the string again makes the difference. Here it is. Here it kind of goes like that. That's your warble. Let's see what happens if I back it away. I don't know. Still sounds like a warble to me, but I don't think it's the pickup because I just moved it pretty far away. So here it is now backed away from the string. A good amount. More plastic. No warble. Let's move it up again. Closer. Let's experiment. About one full turn. It's very subtle. I don't know if the microphone will pick it up, but it's right on the edge of warble. And I just backed it off about half the distance that I raised it. Yeah, I gotta tell you that I'm not too impressed with that. I liked the tone. I like the tone of the neck pickup in that mid-range. And this is the halfway. This is the mix. But it's only got bright in it because of that bridge pickup, which is... Can you tell the difference? I mean, that's too much of a marked difference between the neck pickup and the bridge pickup, in my opinion. The bridge pickup seems to be somewhat normal, whereas the neck pickup, no tack at all. Could be the cap, could be a tone cap in there that I don't like. Yeah, so I'm guessing I'm going to probably keep the guitar because it feels really nice. I got to deal with a couple of problems of the neck, which is a little bit of fret buzzing there on that E string. Yeah, I got to deal with that. So I guess monkey with it for a little while, but right out of the box, it's pretty okay. Right out of the box, I'd still say it's probably worth more than the $170 when they charged for it. So, I mean, it's still a deal. It's still a bargain. But I'm not going to be one of those guys who goes running through the street screaming how great it is because they were able to get one. You know? There are people that do that. I don't want to sing too much of its praise because you may be thinking about buying one. At this point, I'd say go ahead and buy it. You know? While they still have them, buy them. Because these things are correctable. Me, I can deal with it. So I will. And I'll resolve it. I don't know how exactly just yet, but I'll try swapping out that neck pickup first and see what happens. So that's it for the initial review of this guitar, the Firefly FFTL Pure Series, the Pure Series. It is a solid body, mahogany, with maple neck, with rosewood fingerboard, with steel frets that appear to be medium jumbo. They're pretty big. They're kind of flat. They're kind of flat, but they are very meaty and large, and they are steel. The parts seem to be okay. I didn't really have a problem. very linear tone. Yep. Linear. Very linear. So that's very easy to predict that. So those parts are okay. I'll keep them. The tuners, by the way, weren't bad at all. I kind of liked them. They are locking tuners. And they weren't that hard to work with. You just got to get used to working with the, the kind that had the screw head on them. And I thought they were great. So a lot of things to keep this guitar for, including what it looks like, how it feels, all those nice cutaways. I mean, I would have wished that they had done a better job with the color right here. But, like I said, a decal right there or something, or just don't think about it, would probably fix that. In the back, I also noticed that there's a spot. I don't know if you can tell. Let me bring a light down on it. There is something of, I don't think you, can you see it? Can you see that? See that? See that squiggly line right here? Looks like an S kind of. See that? That's really the only thing I could find under the finish that was a problem. It's not really a problem, because who the hell's going to look at it? So, I mean, at a glance, this guitar is beautiful, I'll give it that. Well, my cord just fell out. But, oh, and that's another thing. This jack right here, I don't know how happy I am with that. That circular cup jack. I don't know. So far, I've knocked that cord out like 3 times tonight. Off camera, maybe. But, still worth the purchase. I'm probably going to edit a lot of crap out of this video because it's pretty long. But my first initial impression of this, if I am able to make some improvements that make a big difference, I'll post another video about it. So for now, if you can get your hands on a Firefly FFTL Pure Series Telecaster, I got the one with the single coils. They still may have the ones with the 2 humbuckers. And I bet you if I were to take off this pickguard, I'd probably see that it's routed big, so you could go either way if you wanted to get, another pickguard and mount your own pickups in there. But I'll see what I can do to get it to sound like the Telly that it is. I bought it because of the single coils. So I will check back in with you as news happens on this guitar, and if it doesn't happen, well, you won't see a video about it. But, yep, thanks for tuning in, and I will check in with you guys again later on. If you liked the video or if you learned anything at all, then just give me a sub, drop a like on there. I don't make any money off these, but I do use subs and likes to gauge how I'm doing. So that's about it. Thanks again for tuning in, guys. You guys have a great day.